With the truth, the facts, we lay it down flat. With the melanated empire, never hold back. Put the facts in the blacks and make them wise up.
Peace and power, Melanated Empire. Give thanks for being with us in yet another installment. In this video, we're going to be talking about genetically modified mosquitoes. Anyone who lives in the Caribbean, right, have had the experience of these little creatures buzzing up and down in your head and even biting you and leaving you with either a rash or a heavy bump. But as of recently, family, it's like they have more mosquitoes than usual. So I'm like, that's where the mosquitoes coming from? And it even get to a stage where insecticide doesn't even really kill off these little creatures. You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, something is up, man. And you know us already at Melanated Empire, go and do a little digging. And turns out that there is this British biotech company called Oxitec. Even just now, before we get to Oxitec, let us just rewind a bit, right? So again, if you live in the Caribbean, you will have that experience of a mosquito. But why we call it mosquito? Mosquito is not even really its name per se. Mosquito is Spanish for little fly. So it's a little fly. When it passes by your ears, it's very irritating. And the bites, family. From the bites we get of these mosquitoes, we've had 4 diseases related with these bites. Remember in our childhood we were exposed to what they call dengue and yellow fever? That's all we knew we would actually get from mosquito bites. I mean, in other parts of the world, you would get, for example, in Africa, you would get malaria from mosquito bites. Anyway, in the Caribbean, after every few years or so, you always get these same little flies carried another sort of disease. So as I said, we grew up knowing of dengue and yellow fever. But in 2013, this Aedes aegypti mosquito, remember it's just one mosquito that carried the dengue and the fever. In 2013, it sort of evolved its virus or bacteria and now started to give us a new illness or a new disease, you can say, called chikungunya. Remember that, family? That chikungunya thing? And shortly after that, 2 years after, mosquito bites from the very same mosquito now start to give us what they refer to as Zika. So it's like, what's going on, man? That same mosquito, why you ain't just sticking to, you always have a new classification of bacteria of disease carrying. Are you going to drop on people? Anyway, family, according to study, it says that the male mosquitoes don't bite. The ones that actually bite us, okay, or pierce our skin, that makes it feels like a bite, is the female mosquito. And it does that because the iron and protein in our blood helps it produce its eggs. So the females are the one who does the biting, and after they bite you, a little bit of the saliva secretes down the elongated mouthpiece, which is into your skin, and it goes into your skin, and that is what causes the itch and the scratch. Some people, it does get real swell up, and some people not really, like my skin. When a mosquito bite me, as well, you see. So anyway, this company went ahead and conducted a survey. They carried out a survey, and according to their statistics, they came up with the number of 400 million people that basically are affected or die from mosquito bites every year. So their solution, family, was to develop, remember the name of the company is Oxitec, you can check out their website. Their solution to the problem was to develop a genetically modified mosquito that carries a self-limiting gene. They call the mosquito the second generation friendly mosquito. Second generation friendly. The scientific term for the created mosquito is OX5034, but the slogan is like second generation friendly mosquito. Now this mosquito that they created in the lab carries a self-limiting gene. Now they only create males. So what the males are supposed to do, they are supposed to breed with the female, okay, pass on that gene to the female, and even though the female has young, has eggs, all the females supposed to die, but the male supposed to stay. And the female, which just bred with the OX5034, is eventually gonna die. So their concept is that if they release, let's say, 1,000,000 of these genetically modified mosquitoes, they're gonna go out in the atmosphere, in the wild, wherever, reproduce with the female mosquito and pass on that gene. Now it is said after a while the gene actually dies. So when the gene dies, we're gonna have more male mosquitoes than female mosquitoes, and as a result that should stop the breeding and we should stop getting more mosquitoes. But hold on, to me you're still creating more mosquitoes, so I don't really get the logic to that. Yes, you might say, well, since the male mosquitoes don't bite, it won't really affect us. So evidently, family, is like these people went ahead and created this genetically modified mosquito. So you might say, well, like, Simon, these people created that mosquito, but they haven't released it into the atmosphere. There was a pilot project done in Brazil, family, in early 2000. Okay? And in 2020, I'm talking about this year, in June, they released a set of them in Texas and in Florida. So who is to say is these places alone and people release them mosquitoes, family? Because I'm telling you, insecticide, sometimes when you swat the mosquitoes, they don't even die, family. They probably just pass out, knock out, and revive and move through again. That's why I need one of these. You need these to shock them to judgment. You see what I'm saying? But if these individuals, family, because what I'm saying, if you already created such a small creature, a little fly, that basically can transmit any virus, all you have to do is just implant certain viruses within that and let that loose on the people. You see what I'm saying? So the chikungunya, the Zika, all that Aedes aegypti mosquito, that one mosquito coming with those 4 different diseases over a period of time, family. But I just wanted to share that bit of information with the family. So really try to avoid these creatures from even biting you. I mean, I know it's probably impossible considering they are little flies, mosquitoes, you know, but just keep it a buck, family, and just stay woke. You know what I mean? Information, signs and symbols for the conscious mind. Having said that, peace, love, and don't forget that coconut oil.